Hello, and welcome to another thrilling episode of Prog Review. We're doing a good old-fashioned prog review, though I don't know if this is really prog. It's Anthony Phillips's "Sail the World." It's been expanded. To two CDs. Anthony Phillips, for those who don't know, one of the founder members of Genesis, guitarist, multi-instrumentalist. He was guitarist for Genesis, multi-instrumentalist. And a career that's very varied. One of the things that Mr. Phillips does is soundtracks. He does soundtrack material. He's again back in day. TV shows used to use library music for their, incidental noise in programs, and Anthony Phillips did some work on, I think it was Survival, which was a wildlife show. There's loads of things he's done. This one it's called "Sail the World," and it was the mid 90s. Meridian Television will cover it. Meridian Television, which was one of the subsets of ITV. ITV is an independent television company in the UK, and Meridian is one of it's complicated. A region. See, you shouldn't get me started on this, because ITV used to be divided into regional areas, and Meridian served the southeast, Kent, that kind of way. Anyway, they were covering the Whitbread round the world race. Whitbread brewery was sponsoring it. They didn't have to drink because they'd have fallen overboard, wouldn't they? What would they have done with the drunken sailor? We're getting off topic, but yeah, Meridian, ITV, were doing this TV show called "Sail the World," where they're covering the round the world yacht race. Very exciting stuff. You can't imagine them doing that today, such as the TV landscape has changed. Everything is gone, because I imagine it would have cost a bit of cash to put film crews on those boats. I remember it. I actually remember watching it because it was on the telly, and you thought, wow, around the world, eh? And I remember tuning in. I don't think I was aware of Mr. Phillips' involvement at that time. I don't think I was. But the album came out, I think it was about, the original album came out in '94, which I bought and then I sold. Again, there's a new booklet, and the booklet has a lovely little essay in there by, is it, who's done it? Is it Jonathan Dan? Yeah, he does it. But that was the original. That was the original sleeve. There you go. See, Meridian. Sometimes I used to do the teletext for them. I used to be someone. So yeah, you get a nice little booklet with this. So you got all the incidental music. This is expanded. You got a whole second CD of demos, reworked stuff, alternate mixes. So you've got a lot of library music for your money, and you get a nice little booklet too that explains everything, and it's really cool. So yeah, it's Phillips and I've got to get his name right, Joji Hirota, who are working on this. Joji Hirota is I think he's Japanese percussionist. They work together on a lot of stuff, and I think again on the Wildlife album, which again is another compilation of library music, I think that covers the Survival series. They work together on that as well. So yeah, that's what this is. Now again, library music isn't album music. It's a different kind of beast, and you do get a lot for your money. There's 26 tracks on here. So it's got 3 extra tracks on the first CD, and a CD2 has got another 15 tracks. So for your cash, you got a lot of Anthony Phillips there, all instrumental, all of a certain oeuvre. Because again, this written for television, it's produced for television, so it has a certain kind of urgency to it and a certain in-your-face production style. I find it a little exhausting. Listen to it after a while. It's like a little bit. Oh, turn it down because it's a bit. But that's because it's meant to grab you and be mixed. Intermixed with the the commentator or whoever who's talking over it. So yeah, it can be a little bit grinding after a while. This is really one for the purists. It really is. But funny enough, even though I hadn't heard the album in, I don't know, 30 years, I guess. I mean, I bought it when it first came out, and I think I may have played it a couple of times, and then I sold it before Verity was born, and I haven't heard it since then. But I remember some of the pieces on here. For me, the pieces that are more interesting are the slower, more ambient, abstract pieces. That's better. The more dynamic, percussion-driven stuff, like I say, a little bit headache-inducing. That's because it's meant to be. It's for TV production. You're not meant to sit down and listen to this. But hey, here we are. That's where we are with this. So yeah, it's pretty expanded. I mean, there's more than you can wave a stick at. So you get your money's worth. But like I say, it's for purists only. The interesting thing listening to this is because there's a lot of keyboard, a lot of synthesizer on it, and it is like looking back at an old synthesizer catalogue. You hear old sounds from like Yamahas and Roland and Korg. These are sounds that you don't hear anymore. You don't hear them. They're kind of gone into yesteryear. Because it's like synthesizer sounds from the 70s and then synthesizer sounds from the 80s. The Yamaha DX7. Those sounds, you just don't hear them anymore on records. It's very rare. So it was like having a little bit walk down synthesizer memory lane, and that tickled me. That amused me somewhat. Again, we must applaud Mr. Phillips for his breadth of music. Again, he has created so much music over the years. It's ridiculous. And again, this if it was chopped up, played, remixed, mixed, or played differently, you could have 3 albums here. There are 3 albums. There are 3 Private Parts and Pieces albums here. Because the songs they stand. But again, it's because of the production and what it's meant to be. It's not, I wouldn't say it's an essential purchase. It's something that you're going to sit down and enjoy. Oh, I must put on Anthony Phillips' Sail the World. That's the thing with soundtrack albums. Unless they're, movie soundtracks, which often deal with atmospheres. There's not many atmospheres on here other than that urgency to win the race, because it's Sail the World. It's a tiny little boat. Look at that. You'd think they'd have made the boat bigger, wouldn't you? You'd think it doesn't really get you, it doesn't scream Whitbread. I mean that's even worse. Look, that's even worse. So yeah, for the completionists, there's some stuff on here. I don't know if it's interesting, but I don't know. It's a soundtrack for a TV show from, crikey, 30 years ago, which a minority audience would have watched. So, yeah, that's what it is. Do you need to buy it? Probably not, unless you're a completionist. But it is a testament to Mr. Phillips's breadth of talent, because God, there's just so much music in his canon that it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's it. It's a trip down memory lane for me. It's like, I remember this, and there's more, and there's even more. And it was, yeah, I think it's good value for money, actually. If you're into this sort of thing. Anyway, thank you for watching. That was another video that no one's going to watch. You're welcome. You're welcome, YouTube. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And maybe we'll do this all again soon. I don't know. But yeah, sorry if this isn't really prog. It's not really, but Anthony Phillips kind of is. You know, it's, you know, where'd you put it? That's what she said. And on that, we'll end it there. There's only one more thing to say by now. You should know what that is, and that is prog on.